Okay, so let's take a look at really sort of accentuating this mouth area. So again, I'm going to grab my Damien stamp tool, do the mouth, and then start to crease out this area here. I'm going to hit Control D here to give myself, again, a little more geo. And what I'm doing here is I'm sort of accentuating or picking out where I want the two muscles, that's sort of the two fatty areas just below the mouth area. Just want to connect those. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of compartmentalizing this area. Just to help myself see where I'm going to be laying out the planes. Okay, and let's take a look at the planes of the mouth. So what I'm going to do here is my upper lip shadows my lower lip here. Okay, pull this nose up just a little bit here. Hopefully that didn't mess up the structure. And there's actually like 3 planes, made planes to the mouth, right? So there are, let's grab our trim dynamic here, and it almost might be better with the, no, that looks pretty good. So it's flatter on the 2 sides here. You can see there, if we go from a little bit further away, you'll start to see it. And then we have a certain flatness here. Let me go ahead and move. The lip's getting a little big at the bottom. Okay, let me smooth that out just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to, again, sort of flatten it out so I'm getting that nice little bow ridge there. Same thing here. Okay, I'm going to work my way up here. Again, I'm going to accentuate this area a little bit. And I'm going to accentuate just sort of where the nose goes. Smooth this out a little bit. I'm always just sort of looking at the overall. Again, front view is all I care about. It's going to really lose shape and get really hideous as we turn, because we just want to focus on one view at a time. Okay, so let's not forget about our establishing line. So we have our fulcrum here, right? So, and we have to remember that the mouth is really just made up of these 3 planes, right? And again, I love the mask tool because it allows me to go in and even just draw on student work. Okay, remember our nose is something like this, right? And we have this down arrow here. And so, and my favorite thing, and it really annoys people, is I sculpt like I draw, right? So it really helps me, again, to see like, okay, am I living up to what my tagline is, you know? Oops. There we go. Like, is everything in place? And if it isn't, I can go in and grab my move tool and sort of really move that out. All right, so we're kind of getting there if we take a look at this. All right. Okay, so let's say that we want our fulcrum to be about that big, right? So we have this going on. Well, let's go ahead and make sure we can do that with our move tool if we want. And again, everything is going to look sort of weird in this area unless we're, again, obeying the rules of anatomy. So if my hard edge just kind of really accentuate this a little bit so you can, if I have a very hard edge here where these two meet, right? I'm going to smooth that out so you can kind of get a feeling for that. That means that my fulcrum should go all the way out like that. So you want to be aware of how weird, like, are you obeying the rules? And so you want to do something maybe more along the lines like this. Let's kind of accentuate that with our Damien stamp. I'm holding Alt to get it to inverse. So up and then straight down. Try that one more time. There we go. And that would encompass this whole area here. Alright? Same thing in here. I'm going to grab my clay buildup tool. Just make sure that I'm moving in the right direction for my lips. Take a look at that from far away. Doesn't look bad. Let's get rid of all this nonsense. Sometimes by having mirror on, it'll kind of screw up the middle point area, so sometimes you just have to hit X and go in there and just clean it up manually. And when you hit X again, it'll still work, but just be slightly off. And that's okay, because we're not looking for perfect symmetry when it comes to like realistic faces.